We,
So were you?
outpatient therapy, and it was like, you know, what's going to happen? I'm going to walk again. They said a year, and 18 months came, and 2 years came, and I just still was walking.
So how were you walking? How were you getting around?
I had crutches, which eventually wore out. Then another crutches, and finally they put me on a metal knee brace, metal crutches, and then a walker. So at 13, I was getting around like I was 8 years old.
So from 13 to 16?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
No.
Oh.
No, that's going to be another chapter in the book. Yeah, it's overcoming challenges. Everybody has challenges.
Exactly.
Small, medium,
Yeah.
and as long as one person believes in you.
That's all it takes.
One person. You know, and you know the big guy upstairs.
Big guy always believes in us.
That's the deal, and you and so what happens? You do go deeper.
Yes.
You do go deeper because the outside exterior can be.
What they see, but that's not what's going on inside.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I learned.
So for me, you know, my mom has been a real important player because you can feel. It's like she's like my best friend.
Oh.
She's like my best friend.
Oh.
Yeah, and so so that day that, you know, I had this done on a Monday, on the Wednesday when she came over, to see her son breathing on the floor in pain, not being able to walk.
That'd be hard.
It's hard, very hard on her.
Yes.
And so you know, overcoming challenges, I was saying to people at home who were watching, I would say you have to, however you choose to do it, some kind of deeper connection with a spirit, with a presence, what you cannot see.
Exactly.
You know, everybody's busy in their own world and they really don't have the time for you. It isn't like they don't want to, but they're filled with their own
life.
Their own life.
Responsibilities, their own whatever. So, yeah, yours is not that important.
Yeah, so it was like, and you don't want to be the kind of person who's creating a pity party.
Like, pity for me,
Pity
pity sign.
Yeah, and so there's a part of you that wants to talk about it, because you're feeling that in the present moment.
Exactly.
You know, it's like saying to somebody, you know, I'm in pain.
Exactly.
It hurts.
It's like you want to shout it, but it's on you.
Yeah.
So, you know.
But somehow you got to deal with the feelings.
Exactly. They can't stay bottled up.
You have to figure out some way, and that's not easy.
No.
You know, I tell people, you know, you journal, you write it down.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Some kind of diary.
Yeah, but take the time to do it, or go to a mountaintop and shout.
Yeah, call a friend. You have a friend.
Yeah.
You can call these pastors' hotlines now. You can talk to them as well. Those come on TV at night, broadcast them during the day.
Yeah.
Just call for free.
We were talking before the show, and I said to you about a place called Agape. They have a prayer line, prayer ministry, where somebody is there.
Okay.
And I am a practitioner at this place called Agape, so I pray for other people.
Good.
Like after service, you can go to the back of the sanctuary and you can pray for other people.
Cool.
And I think out of all the other things I do in life, I consider that's the best thing I do.
Yeah.
You know, it's the best thing that I do.
Yeah, because it's not service to someone else. Yeah. You actually are providing service to someone else.
Yeah.
It's always a good thing.
Well, what it is that you're holding for them what they can't hold for themselves.
Exactly.
So we really do need each other.
Yes. A lot of continuity stack on you.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. So I watched your show and I thought, yeah, I'd like to be on her show.
Great. Now you're here.
And now I'm here. Yeah. Who has inspired you Anybody inspired you from the world of show business? I'm just curious.
Oprah, I've heard of her story. She went through some of the things that I've gone through. Oprah, Oprah Winfrey, Yvonne Event, she's an author. She went through a lot of things. None of the things I've gone through, but she went through a lot for a young woman who wound up in prison and just turmoil in life. And now she helps people with, she has a reality show how she goes around now and she goes to these couples and she helps them find spirituality. She goes around and talks to couples and guidance and get them back on track, come in their house and take what is an upside down crazy house, bring in balance and peace back in the house. And she does that with her books, she does it with the reality show.
What's her name?
Yvonne Event.
Yvonne?
Event.
Event. What an interesting name.
Yeah. She's my friend on Facebook. Yeah.
See, Oprah's become like a country in herself.
Yeah. She has.
From hard work.
Somebody actually told me this is that your story is an Oprah story. Your story is a Dr. Phil story. You don't thought about that? I say no.
A Dr. Who?
I don't want to think about it. Not Dr. Phil.
Oh, Dr. Phil. Yes.
But you know, looking at Dr. Phil, and I love him. He has, I'm afraid of him too. I wouldn't want to be in front of him. But he had some people that was actually with stories just like mine. Similar. And this one situation where these kids were molested, abused, and he brought the mom on the show to confront her about the abuse these kids went through. This other lady, she had these kids through all this wedlock with these different husbands and brothers she was going with, and now her children are back in her life, and she didn't know what one of her daughters were, and Dr. Phil had found her daughter, and she didn't know her daughter was going to be there. And I'm like, oh my God, and so I'm like, see, I told you, girl. My best friend, she said, I told you. You got a Dr. Phil. You got Oprah Winfrey.
It's interesting that you would say, I don't want to be I'm afraid to be in front of him.
Yes, Dr. Phil is strong. Dr. Phil, like, you know, he's like, but he attacks the right people. Who's to say he won't attack me for being with the guy? You know what I mean? But he attacks people about the wrong. He makes them face what they're doing wrong. You know, he gets to the bottom of what they did to cause that. And I know what I did to cause what happened. I stayed in a relationship. That's why I tell people, get out. I tell women, get out. I always say get out. They were like, you should name your book, Get Out. You know. No, I don't think so.
How did he abuse you?
He was beating me.
Beating you?
He was taking my credit cards and racking them up. He was telling me what to cook, when to go to work. And I'm like, you barely working a few hours. I'm working. Let me work. If I got an argument with him about the way he worked with the hours he had, like, get a better job, you know, you should bring in more money, you know. I'm bringing in over $4,000 a month, just me by myself, and I'm in subsidized housing. And my rent only like $200 and something a month. I mean, I'm still paying for your car, my car, but you get a job. You know, I do got a job. I said, yeah, it's a part-time job. We argue about little stuff like that. And he just blew up. And next thing you know, he's grabbing my neck, he's twisting my arms, he's closing my eyes. And he's literally, I'm surprised he even have eyes. They've been closed up, shut.
Why, did he punch you?
Mm-hmm. He was closing them up. And I'm like, oh my God, I can't keep it. It just took enough for me to say no more. So some people think, well, you should get out. It's not that easy. Sometimes you just, it's like you know you should get out, but you
So
don't.
what stops you? I am really curious about that aspect, because I know as I overcome challenges, you know, a lot of it's self-worth.
Yeah.
And then from a metaphysical point of view, we bring in
What we put out in our energy.
what's going on inside.
Yeah.
We produce this movie out here.
Yeah.
So was it self-worth issues for you? Because
I
you had
think
a
it was
tough,
my childhood. Yeah. I think,
I'm only worth this.
yeah. That's why I think, you know, when I look back, even now, I know that there's no doubt that's what it was, because of what I had went through as a child. I felt like it was normal to actually take that. Some part of me felt like, because that's all I knew. You know what I mean?